All right, here we go. Anybody have any news today? Any news?
Oh, I have to acknowledge, I have some news
Tell
for our
me.
youth.
Tell me. I'm here.
I have some news, Dr. Beth.
Come on, Dr. Z, bring it.
My one and only 25-year-old son just soloed in his new career today. He
That
did it
is.
a couple of times, landed, took off, landed by himself, solo.
Did you send that to Elizabeth?
No, I haven't. No, no, I haven't been working all day. I've been working.
Some of us work for a living. I got it. I got
I
it. I
mean,
got it.
I'm so proud of
Oh,
him to figure that out. So he changed from a degree in finance.
then two, then two, then
Then
two,
to,
then two.
he graduated with a degree in finance, can't get a job. He's 25. The economy, what it is. And so he was bored, depressed, down on himself because why wouldn't you be if you can't, your fiance, after all, they're getting married in March. She has a job. She's a physician's assistant. So she went right through school and now she has her career and her path and her job. And now he's kind of like feeling like he was left in the dust, which is not a good feeling as a man, as you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You can't, right?
Well,
So
well,
you
tell
can't,
tell tell me
anyway.
this. Tell me this, Dr. Z. What was it like when he was a little boy, 5 years old? And now look at him here, 20 years later. Give us the before and the after, and your transformation and his transformation.
Well, D'Artagnan has always been very defiant and authority adverse,
Next
which
world
is
leader kid.
me.
Next world leader kid. Yes,
As
carry
but
on.
I am also authority adverse. I don't like people telling me what to do. I
Nope.
never know. But I was a nice girl and followed all of the instructions, and I was a people pleaser for most of my life. But um,
Until those
I
moments
never,
that you weren't.
yeah, right. Anyway, yeah, when I see injustice, it pisses me off.
Yes.
Anyhow, he didn't like finance. He just picked it out of a hat,
Yes.
basically. And then at the end, it was a quarter to go in college, and he was just humming and hawing, and I don't want to finish. So he finally pulled him over the finish line, as my friend Andre likes to say, dragged him over the finish line. And then, of course, he moved back from Oregon to California, can't find a job, literally cannot find a job. Now he has a job because he kept looking and kept following up. I'm very proud of
Yep.
him. And it's
Yep.
hauling junk, and it's the most amazing job for him because he's really enjoying that too. He in 1 week from being hired at 18.50 an hour, he is in 1 week was driving the truck, and he put him up to 25 an hour because D'Artagnan shows up on time. He has a work ethic. He
Yes.
has he's there when he needs to be there. He learned that a long time ago.
Yes. Yes.
So and so that really helped. But now he has his interview on Thursday for the school he wants to go to, this aviation school that's in Arizona. But I knew he was really down about this finance, and this is before he had a job, and it was in February and March, and it was not happy, no happiness here. He moved in with his to-be mother-in-law to their house, so
Yeah.
he doesn't even have a place of himself for him by himself. So when one of my patients came in and told me about their the aviation hangar next to her that they do discovery flights, I said, "Oh, sounds fascinating. I'd love to do that." And oh, by as an aside, I'm going
Yes.
to brag on me because I took him to the Civil Air Patrol when he was about 16, 15 or 16 years old, maybe even younger. And what they do there is they teach you how to fly, but it's very much more military kind of a, it's very, what's the word?
Structured, yeah,
Regimented,
regimented,
structured. You have to sit up straight.
militaristic. Yeah.
You have to, your uniform, you got to show, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, one day down there, he didn't like it. He told me I'm not going back there. So I didn't push it, obviously. And so we didn't follow up on that. His friend Ivan went through that program. Ivan is a certified flight instructor level 2, and they're the same age. They've known each other since third grade. But Ivan went through the Civil Air Patrol because he's always wanted to fly, but he knew that in his heart. So he's been flying for a while now. So um, getting back to D'Artagnan, he did that one discovery flight, March 20th. And I knew as soon as he took off, that's the end of that. That's there he goes. There's his life. And sure enough, nothing is more adrenaline pumping than taking off on an air with an airplane.
With you being in charge and in control, and oh my gosh.
I'm so proud of him.
So, how does that feel, Mom? How does that feel? All that you guys have been through all this time, being a single parent mom, all the times when you were scared when he wouldn't go to school, and all the times that he changed his other mind, and all the different
Yes, that's
aspects.
one of
And
my favorite ones. And I still use that with my patients. You can change your other mind. You don't have
right?
to, right? You can just change your mind if you, for whatever it is.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to say this online. I have warm speculum. Sometimes they're too warm. I said, if it's too warm, you have to tell me. Oh, no,
Yes.
it's okay. And as I'm placing the speculum, I say, if you change your other mind, you have to tell me.
Yes.
Or I'll walk in a room and I'll tell a patient, "Ooh, it's cold in here. Is it cold in here? Yeah, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Don't conform for me. I step
Right.
out, I turn off the air. But women are taught to conform, to
Yep.
be smaller, to make ourselves fit into whatever fill in the
Adapt.
blank
Adapt. People please. Yes.
for other people's
Care give for
comfort.
others at our
Right.
own. I've given my life to you, and then
And then we fall
you
apart. But
owe
I
me.
never did that with D'Artagnan, in my opinion. I
Yes.
mean, I didn't say those words. I might have felt that occasionally because I did really have to work hard to be mindful when I was parenting him, thanks to you, because honestly, I had no idea what in the hell to do with this defiant child who never did anything that I told him to do. Zero. Like when he was 2, he wouldn't even hold my hand across the street, like would
Yeah.
refuse to hold my hand. So I would hold my keys and he would hold a key on my keychain so it didn't look like he was holding my hand. Okay. And one time, I swear, this is how I had to negotiate at 2. And so one time when his father was around, we went to a game in a stadium, and D'Artagnan was, I don't know, 5, 6. He forced him to hold his hand physically, like
Yeah.
physically. And I saw that, and I was so glad I was divorced from that guy. I'm going to tell you now, man. I just saw the brutality.
Yeah.
The brutality was just like, why are you making him, don't, what are you forcing him for you,
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
convenience?
Yeah.
Anyway, I always found a way to work around
Yep.
what I needed from him
Yep.
that didn't
Yep.
feel like I was crushing his soul in the
Yep.
meantime.
My
Or at least
my favorite on you is you taking his phone.
I know you like that story. You like that story because he
That's
was so much taller than me by then,
and then
you know?
he took his phone, or he was going to go to school, and then
He didn't want to get up. So I took his phone that was on the nightstand because he was still sleeping. He's like 16, okay? And I felt fearful, Dr. Beth. I never told you this. I felt afraid because
you
I took his
ran.
phone.
You
I
ran.
ran out of the room because
I
he's like
know.
going to get pissed off at me and he's so much bigger than me. And I'm like, I'm going to run out. I ran out of the room and he comes storming into my room and he grabs my phone off of my nightstand. And now we're at the old what is it called? Yeah,
Standoff.
the
Standoff.
standoff.
Don't
The
play chicken with
standoff.
a teenager. Do not
No.
play chicken with a teenager. And
So he holds it up above his head, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, okay. So he
he
said, "You
said,
want your phone back?" I said, "Yeah, here's your phone back. Can we go? Yes, okay, here's your phone back. Okay, can we go to school now? Yeah, let's go to school now." So I brought him. I mean, I got him out of bed. That was kind of like the objective.
well, that's the thing that is so fun about that story. I always ask people, so who won?
And he,
I
what did
ask
they
parents,
say?
who
Yeah,
won? and it makes their head explode. Most of the time they say something like, well, the kid won. And I said, no, the kid got his phone back, but the kid already had the phone. The mom wanted the kid to go to school. Who went to school?
Right.
Who went to school? So who won? And so if you get attached to how how it gets played out, then it turns into a lose-lose. But if you keep your eye on the prize, win, 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 no matter how you get there, and how they say it and whether they roll their eyes and whether they hold their hand over their head or any of the other things. It's like they get to keep their respect and I give myself my own respect. Anyway, that is just my favorite story. And the other one with you, Dr. Z, is that he would try something new, like tennis. Bing!
Oh,
He'd hit the ball out of the court, and that'd be the end of the tennis lessons. And
and then we go to
you,
horseback riding. Then we
yep,
went to soccer. Then we went to flag football. Then we went to tackle football. Then we went to this. Then we went to that. Because I was not in the mindset of forcing him to do something he didn't want to do. You
yeah,
tried it, you didn't like it. Okay, next.
yeah,
I mean, this is not the only sport available
yeah,
to you.
yeah.
And I was never in sports. Girls weren't allowed to play sports. I don't have any, what's it called?
Experience,
Attachment to a
right?
sport. I have zero attachment to any
Yeah,
sport. Okay. Now he
yeah.
liked football because he got to legitimately hit people. That's what he told me. He said, football tack, this is freaking awesome, mom. I get to
Ah,
hit people on purpose because he was a linebacker. And it was fabulous for him because he got in really good shape, lifting weights. He had his little
yeah,
cadre with friends. So that
yeah,
worked out okay, even though I was scared to death the whole time. And
yeah,
when he quit, I was so happy inside. I never said I was happy.
yeah,
But
yeah. Yay! Saved
but
his brain.
and then we switched him to the other school. That's when he went
Mhm.
to Fusion
Yeah,
in his junior year. And his
yeah,
junior year, that's of high school. That's when he brought his GPA up from a 1.69,
yeah,
1.69 to, whatever it was, 4 point, whatever it was. It doesn't even matter. It's high
yeah,
school. But whatever it was, I just think a 1.69 is so degrading on an emotional level, anybody getting that kind of GPA. And he's surrounded by people that, in our neighborhood,
rock
that,
stars.
yeah, they're being forced to conform. They're being like, they have to take college AP classes. They have to get into whatever Ivy League because their
Yeah.
parents are expecting them. And that was a real eye opening experience, Dr. Beth.
Well, my other favorite thing that you said to me over 20 years ago or whenever it was, you said, well, I know that didn't work. We're going to do an experiment and try this. And you have had some tear jerking moments and some hanging on by your fingernail moments, and you just have kept. I've been there with you. I've had things that have happened to me, and I'm like, boy, I hope this philosophy of mine actually works. And, when I get to the end of it, it's like winner, 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 winner. And there are moments that you can't breathe because you're in the middle of the gap. You're in the not knowing and you're just believing in your kid. And it has just been so priceless to watch how you have loved that boy and how you have taken care of you and how you've given yourself permission to feel your feels, given him self permission to feel his feels. Just,
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I was raised to conform. I didn't want to raise him that way. That's why we had
yeah,
to come and see you because I didn't know how to do it. Nobody
yeah,
showed me how to do it. I was
yeah,
not, nobody showed my parents how to do it. We were just doing it. They were doing what they was done to them, as you know. I'm not but
yeah,
all of this stuff that he got in trouble with, I didn't really, you know, uh, take it personally. It was not my reflection of me as a person,
yeah,
even as a parent. I mean, I think a lot of parents may. feel inadequate. And if their kid doesn't measure up to whatever it is, fill
Oh
in the
yeah.
blank.
And as the surgeon, OBGYN, the one long doctor that has gazillions of patients and has stayed out of the system, like your own rebellion, your own, I will do it my way. And
Yes,
you know, you
right.
you you have you've led the march. And I still I have on my testimonial pages that picture of him catching you with um his
In
grad
2018, his
his gradu
graduation.
his
I just saw that
graduation,
yesterday.
and
Oh
you
my
and him
God.
holding you up. You're like a little doll in his huge hands.
Yeah,
So
that was
so
proud. That was a
adorable.
great moment. Yes, yeah. He um what was I going to say about non-conforming? Um I think the other thing about him being a people person,
Mm-hmm.
that he likes to interact with people.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he learned this. I think he learned it from Amway. Remember we did that for a little bit?
Yes.
I swear to God, that was the best
And his whole real estate
on
training
the real
and
estate. But I think the Amway training really, the guy Dave really helped him be a mentor because he was
yeah.
a man dressed up in a suit, right? A man who presented himself well.
Yep.
And he really took him under his wing and helped him learn how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point where one of the young men he's working with at the junk hauling place said it was his last day, but he didn't want to quit because he had such a fun day with D'Artagnan. Now he
Oh.
wants to stay on. You know, like stuff like that.
Well,
Like,
I was gonna remind you of one of your trips, and I don't can't remember if he was 17 or 18, but he was a youngin, and everybody that was in the travel group, they bragged on D like he was a rock star, and they could not believe he was so young, and he was so respectful, and he communicated with the entire adult population and community. You know, you gave him the right to have the confidence. You gave him the confidence to have the choice. You gave him permission to become who he wanted to become. And you know,
that's
it
what it was. You were the one that helped with that because you said, "Who tells you what to do?" I'll never forget it. You said, "Who tells you what to do?" And I had to think about that. And I'm thinking, nobody tells me. Nobody tells me what to do. And that's you, it was a salient feature. I'm like, yeah, what am I telling him what to do from that minute? It's like, which backpack do you want? When do you want to do that? What do you want? I'm not making your decisions for you. Okay.
yes,
That is
yes,
not what I'm doing here. I trust you to make your own decisions. And we're talking when he was, I don't know,
five,
5, 6,
six.
15. I mean, I really only told him when he was 15, 16. I said, just get all this wild, crazy stuff out of your system before you're 18, because you're
Yes,
still a minor. So you
yes,
come home in the cop car. It's okay right now,
yeah,
but and we had our moments with the police because everybody does. Well, not everybody. I
yeah,
wanted him to have moments with the police, and he can talk to the police now, and a
yeah,
very well. I mean, he can. He does.
yeah,
He's had
yeah.
a gun pulled on him at a party from the cops who found him
Wow.
hiding in a shed because they raided this late girl's house because it was too loud. Everybody scattered, ran away, and D'Artagnan wound up outside in a tool shed.
Mm.
And the cop was out there. It was dark with the flashlight
Oh,
and gun drawn.
oh,
Gun D'Artagnan, he said, I know you're in there, come out, because D'Artagnan moved and the board creaked.
yeah,
And it's like, and he had his hands up already. Now he's white, so you could see his hands, his arms up. But
yeah,
the police had his gun drawn on him.
yeah. Terrifying.
This is terrifying. He's what, 16? I mean, Jesus, God help. I can't even
Yeah,
imagine what's happening. Anyway, I try to tell him that because the white skin thing, he hasn't really gotten around to understanding what it feels like to walk around in not white skin, not
Hmm.
non-white skin. You
I
get,
I bet he knows more than he's letting you know he knows. That's my bet, and I'm willing to be wrong because
probably, but he's told me many times when he gets pulled over, he's got the tinted windows. Cop can't see him. He's driving a Challenger,
yeah,
hot rod, blah, blah, blah. As soon as that tinted window goes down and they see him, he's white. He's told
yeah,
me this. He has his hands on the wheel. He watches them and they immediately relax. He has seen a transformation,
yeah,
but he also knows how to be respectful. So it's not
yeah,
like, what, man, why are you pulling me over for? He's always, good afternoon, officer. I realized I took that corner too fast. I mean, I confess right there. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I know you caught me doing whatever it was, and that
yeah,
does put them at ease. But
absolutely.
right, I mean,
Yeah.
but I think that is an important point. I don't know how we got off on that
Well,
subject, but
how so part of my question for you, Dr. Z, and this month we're talking about decadent self-care. Decadent self-care for our little 3-year-old, decadent self-care for our super 7-year-old. Today was all about the super 7-year-old. And decadent, how do you get to win with yourself? And decadent self-care for the inner teen. And you have been practicing with me. You have been um, Dr. Beth and all of your clients for all these years, and your
please.
and all your staff and everybody. What would you say has helped you the most as a mom raising one of these next world leader kids?
Oh, you got to give them some leash, man. Free reign. Let
And
them
my
make a freaking mistake.
and my guess is if anybody was listening to this, they would hear, "Oh my gosh, your kid had a gun drawn. Oh my gosh, your kid had this happen, had that happen." And you haven't even told them all the really fun stories. But it is what got you, Dr. Z, to the place where you kept believing in your kid. How did you keep your sanity as a mom, a single parent mom? Because I know there's nothing you love more than that boy. Um, what did you do? How did you get the decadent self-care where you're able to keep practicing this practice without flipping back into becoming what your mom and dad did to you, telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it from their genius? I mean, they were both were they both surgeons?
No,
Doctors?
no, my dad was. My
Okay.
dad was an OB-GYN. My mother became an internal designer, internal decorator.
Oh,
But she was a housewife.
oh, okay. Okay.
She didn't really get, her father said girls aren't allowed to go to college. They don't
Oh.
need that. They don't need college. He was also an alcoholic.
So you have broken the rules like your son has broken the rules. Do you think it was you being who you are that made it um, possible for you to even stay working with me and keep going through this route of this uncommon common sense way to take care of kids? What do you think made us so copacetic?
Because you made sense in what you were saying in
Hmm.
terms of,
How you
remember,
felt, how you felt as a kid?
remember you told me you had to work on me. I never even thought that. That moment didn't even occur to me until you told me I had to work on me. I never worked on me.
I
I was just,
didn't actually say you need to work on you. I know that's
yeah,
the message you got. I know you learned that. But what I said was, I learned that I had to work on me. You're such a brilliant, you you flipped it around and said, "Oh, she's telling me I got to work on me." Now, truth be told, that is what I was saying, but
yeah,
I
it is
didn't
what you were
say it.
saying, but it's true. It's true.
Yes.
Every trigger, everything coming up in me about not feeling good enough as a mom
Yeah.
would come out on him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I felt the criticism of my parents very deeply, that they thought I was a bad mom, or I didn't have control. He wasn't listening. He's not listening to you. And I remember this so distinctly. That triggered the out of me. I pulled him up the staircase by his feet, the
Oh,
little guy, because they
oh.
pissed me off about my
Lack of control.
ability.
Hmm.
My ability and anger was one of the only emotions we were allowed to have. Instead of just sitting with it and going or just believing in myself enough to tell my father, well, this is how I'm raising him, and that's the way it is around here.
Yeah.
Not that
My
he didn't
child, my
listen,
rules. Hmm.
right? I mean, yeah, he didn't listen to me, and that's what he normally does. He does not listen to me because he has his own brain.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
maybe
he
what
and
I'm,
and apple tree, apple tree.
yeah,
Nobody is going to tell Dr. Z what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it. Nobody. I resemble you. I resemble you. I'm not
well,
a good
unless we're
employee.
learning, well, I know, but unless we're learning something new in
Yeah.
the operating room, of course I'm going to listen to authority and blah 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 blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course I am. But it was amazing how that triggered me, not feeling good enough because all of my life I was not, not good enough until I was 16. But by the time you're 16, and now they're telling you you're good enough, and now they're proud of you
Now it's hard to
because
believe.
it's like, I know what I needed that at 4. I
Hmm.
needed that at 4, 2, 3, 5.
Well, and you were being told you're good enough for what you're doing, not for who you're being. Not for just
Oh,
being who you are as a
there you go.
4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 12-year-old, 14-year-old. It's when we only get the cookie when we jump through the hoop the way somebody says jump through the hoop. That is a that's a like I don't even want your applause. I don't even want your appreciation because I'm only getting it because I'm giving you exactly what you want, how you want it, where you want it, and I feel controlled like by a little puppet string. And
Right.
you
It's
don't
not for
put
you
you don't
being
put baby in the
you.
corner. Dr. Z, you don't put Dr. Z in a corner. It's not happening.
No, no, but you're right. Absolutely. When I never felt that from my parents, that
Yeah.
just because I was here on the planet, that was enough. That was enough.
And your little guy, you have given him love when he said I quit. You've given him love when he failed. You've given him love when he buffed it. You've given him love. I mean, you have walked the talk as a mom. Priceless. Priceless. And I
Thank
know you
you.
didn't get any love from all the people watching by. And I was talking to another mom that and her kiddo just turned 25 too, and just had an amazing life experience. And she was just like, I just want to shoot the bird to everybody that said he couldn't and he wouldn't and he won't and he hasn't. And it's like, look at him now. And just how hard it was to do something different when everybody else is going moo in one direction and you're the one bull that's going in the opposite direction because your kid cannot be contained. Your next world leader kid won't hold your hand. And when people say,
No,
well,
no.
just make him hold your hand. I remember I took my nephew. One of the reasons I see you so well is because I also helped to raise my nephew. And I remember he was 5. And I said, you need to go into the girls' room with me. Have you heard this story? I need you to go. It was at the YMCA. I said, I need you to go in here with me. And he said, oh, no, I'm not. It's just like, brah. And I said, this is non-negotiable. You have to go with me into the girls' room. And he was like, you and what army? 5. He's 5. And I said,
Mhm.
okay. And I realized that I was going to have to drag this kid. And he was about my size at 5. And so I said, so what would you do if somebody grabbed you? He said, I'd tell him to F off and I'd kick him in the balls. And
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, all
I
right,
think you can
go
go there,
ahead.
Max.
I said, go ahead.
I'm telling
Ah,
you, I have the same story. He was about 4
yeah,
in the airport. In the
yep,
airport. Okay. In the airport,
yep.
we're standing in the women's line because that's what we used to do. I think he was 4, very little. And he's standing in line with me, and a girl walks by, and I saw it. She gave him this look. What
Mm.
are you doing in the girl? What are you standing in our line for? That's the look she gave him. And
Yep.
he looked up at me. I saw the look, and he looked up at me, and he turned around and walked out. We were just in the line. We hadn't even gotten near the stalls yet at the airport, right?
Yep. Yep.
He said, Mom, he said, I'm going in the men's room. I'm going in the boys' room. I said, okay, all right. So that's what we worked out. I said, you go first. I'm going to wait for you right out here, out of the men's
Hmm.
room. Okay, just remember, wash your hands after. I know, I know. So he goes in, and I'm anxiously standing outside the men's room, like craning my neck to
Yes.
see,
Yeah.
is he okay? And the men that are walking by, they're telling me, they're giving me report. Okay. Oh, he's doing okay. Oh, he's just washing his, like three men came by and said, he's fine. He's just washing his hands. Or he did. I mean, they're giving me this report. They knew it was my kid. Okay. And then he comes out, and I said, okay, now you have to stand right here. Do not leave this spot. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Now I go to the women's. And from then on, I never brought him in the women's again. I think he was
Yeah.
three or four ever, because the embarrassment,
Yeah.
the absolute sheer, her,
Shame. Shame.
oh, the shame. Oh my God. I didn't have the heart. I did not have the
Yeah.
heart to put him through that. I didn't have the heart to put him through what was considered a jury of his peers in high school, because
Yeah.
he got written up. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Remind me.
They reassured me, because he was going to get a disciplinary action from his peers. I don't know what they call this thing, but he
Like a
was
peer council.
peer council, blah blah blah. He got caught taking pictures of women in their yoga pants, because he figured out, I think this was middle school, he figured out a way to do it on his camera where nobody could see. But if you have the ear plugs in, you can take it. I don't know how he figured it out, but he was selling pictures of
Oh.
the women's, because they would wear these tight little yoga pants that were so tight. Why wear pants anyway? And I could see. Anyway, he figured this
Yeah.
out. He got written up. He got in trouble. So then we had to have a disciplinary action. La la la. And they told me, okay, you got to show up at 6 p.m. at the blah blah blah. We're gonna have a little jury, and then we'll decide what the consequence is. I
Yeah.
said, okay, so this jury is going to be co-ed, like there will be boys and girls
Hmm.
on the panel, because this is a um that would be the only fair way to do this. Oh yeah, they reassured me. So I walked, we came at the appointed time. I talked to the principal, whoever she was, and I said, okay, so how's jury looking? How many women and how many men, or how many girls, how many boys? And she said, oh, none of the boys showed up. I said, oh, so it's all girls? She said, yes. I said, okay, so we will not be attending this
Jury.
committee meeting, the
Yeah.
jury. I will not subject him to that. And if you have any problems with that, you can talk to my attorney. And I turned around and I walked out with him. And under his breath, he was right behind me. He was walking right behind me. He goes, Mom, I love you.
Oh.
And as we were walking out of the gym, and I was with Barry at the time, and his eyeballs were like as big as, like huge, because, he was a former teacher and does everything by the book, and couldn't believe I just turned on my heel and walked out. La 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 la. And
Yeah.
I never regretted that for a minute, because I thought that
Be
was, how can that,
being your kid's advocate. Let everybody else be the one that is harsh. All they
yeah,
need is one parent that is their advocate, that believes in them, that has their back no matter what, loves them when they fall on their face, loves them when they fail. Love, like, we don't need to be the warden. Let somebody else be the warden. Let somebody else be the police officer. You were the one that always had your kid, and you gave him
yeah,
the inner confidence, and you gave him the love, and he knew he always had his mom because he didn't have his
always.
dad. So you let him know he had his mom and his dad right in you.
I also recently asked him about that, not growing up with his dad,
Mm-hmm.
and how, um how did that impact him? Like, did he ever feel like he wasn't enough for his dad to love, and that's why his dad wasn't in his life
Yeah.
because his
Did he
dad,
come up with that story? Right.
right? Because that would hurt me,
Yeah.
to be honest. And
And
he said, "No, how can you miss something you never had?" Like that never even crossed my mind that he wasn't hanging out with me because he didn't love me. I didn't even think about him. I had you. You're the only person I needed.
yeah. Well, and the thing about that, Dr. Z, if there had been a need and a reason, and he had not had you loving him who he is, as he is, how he is, where he was, in all that he went through, exactly the way he was, then that's when all the stories start getting formed. He didn't have a need to create the stories because he had you believing in him, loving him, having his back.
And then he had Barry because Barry came in when he was about 9 or 10 ish old,
Yeah,
and he said he gave Barry credit. He said, I mean, he said Barry and I had some really good talks growing up. He was there. He lived with us. He was, someone I could talk to. So, you were at work or whatever, I was having, and Barry is, of course, very communicative in terms of language.
yeah,
That's his thing.
yeah,
So, and philosophical. So he was a really good man to have around at the time.
yeah.
He really was the
That's
perfect.
that's so beautiful
Yeah.
that you can give him that love and give him that credit and give him that um just that noticing. And
Oh yeah.
that also lets D'Artagnan love up his man, because when you can accept a man being a man, accept a woman being a woman, the kid internalizes I'm okay to be both.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly.
you had stayed in a headspace of men suck, men can't be trusted, men blah blah blah, men blah blah blah, whatever the case would have been, he would have internalized I'm who she's talking about. And you
Well,
also did
in a
that
way, he's told me
transformation.
that. He told me that though. That's kind of fun. So odd to me that he actually said that. Well, you hate men. Like, I don't know where he got that from.
Kids pick up on our energy, and you have gone through times and spaces, but you gave him the power to individuate and become not everything mom believes, not everything dad did or didn't do, not everything Barry did or didn't do. Like, you let him become his own individual man, where he kept, I tease Dr. Z. My question I always ask parents is, no, I mean, I always ask kids is, would you rather your mom tell you no and they get to be mad, or your mom tell you yes and she gets to be mad? Did I say that right? Your mom tells you no, you get to be mad. Your mom tells you yes and you get to be mad, or your mom tells you no and she gets to be mad. Out of all the kids I've ever asked, there's been a couple of autistic kids that are like, no, I let my mom be mad. And D'Artagnan,
And
because
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan, because he's like, if mom's mad, that's on her. If she says
Yeah,
yes and wanted to say no, that's on her, not on me. Like,
really.
that
I still get what
is,
I want. I still get what I want. I
I
still
still
get what I want.
let her be
Okay.
mad. She's got to get her own power. Oh my gosh. Most
There
kids,
you go.
I mean, out of hundreds and hundreds of kids I've asked, they're like, I'd rather, my mom says, I'm having a hard time getting
Wait.
my,
The mom says no, and
and I get
she's
to be
good,
mad, and I
and
get to
you
be mad.
get to be mad at me.
That's right.
No, no.
But
Yes.
most parents don't allow their kids to be mad at them without getting mad at them for getting mad. And you let your kid have his big feelings, while you also gave yourself permission to have your big feelings, and everybody got to be their own authentic real self. But
I
what
used to say, what's the worst that could happen?
Let's do an experiment. Let's
I
try
mean,
it.
what's the word? I would run it in my head. What's the worst scenario here? The worst case scenario. Okay, I don't that,
Yeah.
and if it, if it's survivable, okay, go ahead, do whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's right. Let's
I mean,
experiment.
yeah. And he did, and he did, and he
Mm.
did. It's a
Yeah,
leap
you
of faith.
yeah.
It's a leap of faith. That's what it comes down to.
I'm gonna say
It's a leap of
I'm
faith in
gonna say
believing.
it's a leap of love.
All right, a leap of love. I like that better because I'm not a religious person.
I am gonna
You know
say
what I'm saying?
you yeah, no,
So
I get it.
a leap of love.
You just kept loving him and believing in him and loving him and having compassion for him and loving you and having compassion for you and giving yourself to be in it, giving himself permission to change his other mind and it's just been
Yeah, but it
priceless.
wasn't all smooth. Was not all
No.
smooth sailing. I have
No.
holes in the drywall all over the house.
Yes.
I don't want
Yes.
anybody thinking that that didn't happen because it did. You
Yeah.
know,
No.
I gotta, stop putting my fist through the wall. But
Yeah.
I mean, anger. It's taken a long
But he
time.
matched it. Like he matched it without it coming at each other. It went at the wall, not at him.
Right, at the wall. We would throw things at walls, not at each other, or I would throw it on the floor. A
Yeah.
piece of glass got in his foot. He never forgave me for that. Always reminds me of that scar. Always.
One of the things as a mom is, you gotta you're always gonna have something that they get to go to therapy for. Always, always.
And boy,
I
needed
won't have a
therapy.
career.
I needed the therapy. Oh my God. Dr. Bev,
Uh
before I met you, I didn't even know what a trigger was.
yeah,
Honest to God, okay, did not know what it meant to
to
be
be
triggered.
triggered.
I had no idea.
You just swam in triggers. You
I
swam
was
in
just
triggers.
exactly, and I had no idea what was driving me. I had
What's
no
different
thought.
if everything is trigger, what's not trigger? Like I don't even know what's not trigger. If you're gonna call that trigger, what's the non-trigger? Peace, calm, yeah.
Yeah,
Loving
I mean,
yourself, giving yourself
there was
permission to be right
well,
where you are, all those things. What?
that never. That was no. That was not. That was just. It was just drive, drive, drive.
Yeah.
Succeed. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get up. Do this. Do. Please, please, please. Other people.
And look at you
I.
now. And
You
look at
know.
you now, Dr. Z.
Uh,
Look at you now.
Look at me now. I tell you, it's been a learning curve, man. I'm glad I'm learning it now, thanks to
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
it is so deep,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a practice. I mean, it's a practice.
It is.
Every day you get to choose. I'm going to lose it in this moment or I'm going to choose not to lose it in this moment. And there was one that happened today. I'm trying to think. I got a call from a doctor today early this morning and it was a voicemail that said, "Your pathology report is in. Call me." And it took
What?
me, yeah, that's it. Your pathology report came in. Call me. And after going through breast cancer, um, and they'd already told me that, I had the esophagus test, and they said, you're low probability, we'll see you in 5 years. Well, they just said the pathology reports, and I'm like, what is it? A new
Of your
pathology?
esophagus?
Yeah.
Biopsy?
Yeah. And it's like, is it a new pathology? I'm calling. It took me an hour to get a hold of somebody.
Oh,
And
that's unforgivable.
I'm freaking out. My dad's freaking out. And on top of that, I've got about 35 people that are applying for the new live-in caregiving position for my mom and dad. And my dad said to me after we found out it was nothing was wrong. I
Benign.
finally that it was just a low probability. And I'm like, well, so I'm just supposed to wait for 5 years on a low probability? And they're like, no, that's good. It's low probability. That means it's probably nothing and you're probably going to be fine and you don't have to check anything to 5 years. I'm like, we all already told me that, before. Anyway, it was it freaked me out. I mean, I just started bawling when I finally figured out what was going on. And Dad was stressed out. And so afterwards, Dad said, um, we've got to get you to not be so stressed out. And I'm like, Dad, I was
What?
scared.
No, no,
He
no.
was scared. No, listen, he was scared and crying. And so I said, Dad, I didn't know. He said, that scared me shitless. My dad never says a cuss word. And I said, I know, it scared me too. And so then we were both able to be in our feelings together but his old way of being was, you know, transform the pain, get rid of the upset, don't make everybody anxious. You know, he's 88. And that's what they did in back in those days. And so I'm in the mode of it's okay to feel, it's okay to be right where I am, it's okay to cry, it's okay to be scared, and it's okay for him to get scared, and it's okay for him to get mad. So anyway, we're changing generational patterns, Dr. Z. The older
Yeah.
generation, the younger generation, and ourselves all at the same time.
Oh, we
And I'm
are.
so so
And
glad you've been my partner in all this.
I am telling you, there's not a patient that goes by. I don't Dr. Beth some way, shape, or form, and give your card out. Whether they call you or follow up, I don't know it most of the time. But the other important thing is you've transformed my practice of medicine to
Mm.
such a degree that it's I don't even know how to explain how much different I am now from even 10 years ago because I I let myself feel it.
Yeah,
I let myself feel what they're feeling, which I don't think I could before, but I can hold it now
yeah,
better. Not
yeah.
hold it like it's not going in me. I don't want you to think that it's just that,
No,
like you
I
told
get
me
it.
about the books, it goes down out. But I'm much more aware of what they're going through. I think
Yeah,
because of our being together on calls and in
yeah,
person and learning about myself.
yeah.
So
And you're
thank you.
and you're such an adorable self to
Oh,
get
you're
through.
such an adorable self.
You're
Yeah.
such an adorable
One
self.
Capricorn to another,
That's
unless you're June this year. I don't know. No, you don't
because
be June.
and
They're
look,
freaking Gemini. Just be Capricorn.
all right, all right. I changed my birthday to June for about 15 years, but I'm back as my Capricorn self. Uh,
Good, good. Yeah, fellow Earth sign. Trust
fellow
me,
fellow Earth sign.
we are at the top
I'm
of the
there.
zodiac.
I'm
Going
there.
for a
I'm there with
reason.
you. So
Well, all right.
what's your takeaway of this call tonight? And are you okay if I share
That
this?
the 10 keys of compassion
Yep.
are transformative. If this, if everybody could understand, most don't, where they are and who they're talking to, 3-year old, the 7-year old, the 17-year old, we would have a much better world because people could be able to communicate with each other
Yeah.
in the trigger
Yeah.
when you figure out who you're talking to
You
in the
talking to
trigger.
you talking to an emotional 3-year-old? Are you talking to a perfectionist, a good girl, good boy, super 7-year-old? Or are you talking to a mamma jamma inner teen that is just in complete rebellion? You say up,
Yeah.
they say down. Look at my
Ooh,
lights.
oh, look at that.
You say up, they say down. Yeah.
Right.
Then you know who you're talking to and how to talk to them. And step one, how to do that with yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I cannot say enough good things about you, Dr.
Oh, thank
Zlatushny.
you. Oh
And
my
I'm
God.
just
So
so
cute.
proud of you and how you've done as a mom, as a single parent mom, and the challenges you've gone through with your just freaking amazing kid. And
He is.
I want you to
Thank
give
you.
him so much love for me. Tell him
I will.
I never doubted him for a minute. And
Not one
I
minute.
want to ride on a plane with him. I'm in. Count
Oh,
me in.
I'll tell him.
I want to
I'll,
ride.
okay, I'll tell him. I
All
tell
right.
him. I'm first, though. I'm
Yeah,
first.
you be first. You be first.
A
So
lot of love to you.
big hugs to you, man.
Big hugs.
And
I thank you.
are you okay if I share this and you get to tell me no
Of
and I won't?
course.
You're
Of
sure?
course. Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't even talk
And
about sex.
could you and could you tell me no if you wanted to tell me no?
Oh, yes. Yes, I
All
could.
right. All right. I trust your no. I trust your no.
Trust my no. What's the saying? I can't trust
Can't
your
trust your
yes if I
yes
can't
unless
trust
I
your
can
no.
exactly. Unless you can tell me no to my face, I can't trust your yes.
I think I've said that to three people and three moms
Today.
in the last week. What is it? Tuesday? What is today? I don't even know. Tuesday. Yeah, in
Yeah.
2 days.
Well,
You can't trust her.
Dr.
Yes.
Z, I think we should hit the road, you and me. So we'll
Hit
talk
the
about how
road.
do we do that. All
Okay.
right.
I don't
Later,
sing, I don't
later.
dance, and I don't play an instrument, but I can talk.
And you're brilliant, and the world
And
needs
you are
you.
brilliant. Mirror, mirror,
Mirror, mirror, mirror, mirror, mirror, mirror.
mirror, mirror,
All
mirror,
right.
mirror. All right.
Big hugs, my
Take
friend.
care. I love
Okay.
you.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.